Hello, everybody. Good evening. If you watch me now, it's a little bit late here in on Easter time in Michigan, but I'm about to go to bed. Had a lot of interesting interactions today, and sometimes the topics of my videos are really like they are not optional. They just come to my life and it's almost like I must make I just must make the videos. Like I have no, it's almost like I have no control over it, that the videos gotta be m- make done. Hey, hello. Okay, guys, just a minute. All right. Okay. Just a minute. I'm trying to make sure that everything is happening here. All right. So now on the topic. So if you guys see, the topic of this video is losing yourself or losing a relationship. And sometimes, unfortunately, we do have these choices where um, we have to figure out which route are we going. Some of our needs aren't met, and sometimes we have a conflicts of interest, and we just don't know what to do, which way to go, and we feel like maybe we should compromise on things that are extremely important to us in order to please the person we are with, and or we go towards something that is really against our nature, so called for for the people that or person that we want to be with. And there is a thing about personal boundaries that I think when we break that, when we break something that we promised to ourselves, when we break something that is very important for us, and we go against our inner voice, or we agree for disrespect or neglect, or we have to just, we feel like if we, the cost of staying in a relationship would be losing your identity, losing things that matter to you, or getting in a small box and living in that box. That is something that sometimes we need to talk to another person. I really understand why some people, some of my clients that are very smart, and they know the answers, but they feel like they want to talk to me or maybe somebody else, because sometimes when you're in the middle of it, you just do not see it. Hello, Peru. I am guys. I am new on this. I've done many Facebook live videos, but I felt like I would like to do a YouTube video as well. So if you want to say hi, if I know you, feel free to say hi here in the comments. Um, I'm trying to understand how this all works. So I hope that you can send comments. I just saw several. Yeah, but today I just really wanted to bring that up. This topic was coming up, and I actually recorded a video about this as well, about the importance of going with your heart and not let anybody put you in a certain box, in a certain condition where you're really miserable, but you bring in the sacrifice, you bring in the sacrifice just for people, for to please somebody, because each time we bring a sacrifice to please somebody, it just doesn't work, because um, if you lose a relationship, most likely you will survive. But if you lose yourself, if you lose your identity, if you lose the sense of who you are, if your dreams and goals aren't supported, aren't understood, that is a very short way to completely lose an interest to life and get depressed. And one of the reasons also I'm making this video, guys, is because I know I have many men who follow me who just been recently divorced or going through a breakup, and it is very painful. You know, when you are in the middle of it, it is super painful. Um and sometimes you doubt your decision. You feel, had I done the right thing? You know, what if I should have neglect what I want and not done what I want, and maybe I should have stayed because you know, it's a responsibility. I've committed to it, and now I've lost that relationship. And I just want to say that, first of all, the person that loves you will never put you, um will never give you that choice, you know, my way or a highway. The person that loves you, they always consider things that you love to do and the things that are important to you. Maybe it's time with family, maybe it's travel, maybe it's a new career, you know, whatever that might be. People who love you, they would never put the choice that you must lose something important in order to be with them. People that love you would never put you in front of such a decision. And if they don't understand something, they would put a lot of effort to really understand where you're coming from and what's important to you. You know, sometimes we don't share the same interests, but giving the other person the possibility to do what they want to do, to give them some free time and space, um, that is really important. Once again, I receive messages from the guys that, you know, had a tough time during the divorce, but now they're like, well, maybe I can ride my bike again, or I can go to the gym again, or I can travel or meet my friends. I feel that um, it's almost like we sometimes imprison ourselves in order to please the other person. Uh, Kind of like, okay, I'll be miserable and I will lose all the things I love to do, but the person I'm with will be happy. And I think that it just never works because um, people get some kind of sense of control. They're trying to control you and change you and all that crazy stuff. But the truth is, they fall in love with you just like you were. It's interesting how sometimes everybody wants to change you, but when they met you, you were just the way you are, and because you were doing things that you love, they get attracted to you because you know you had a certain vibe, you had certain excitement, you had certain freshness, and just most likely if you are in a good relationship you met people that when you were doing really well and nobody were controlling you. So losing yourself, I think, is a lot worse. And if you, to my opinion, staying in a relationship but losing yourself is a lot worse than losing the relationship but finding a way back to yourself. And I made a post today on my personal page about sometimes people claim that they love you, but they don't know first thing about you. For example, most people, if you ask them what is your partner dreaming about, they would not be able to tell you. Um, if you ask the other person about you know, more questions about the inner world of that other person, and dreams pretty much reflecting our inner world, because dreams, it's our vision of ourselves if in a perfect world. And sometimes it's, you know, it's dreams and values. If for some people family is super important, they want to stay in touch close with their mom or dad or maybe kids. And if the person know you for a while, but they don't know what to get you for your birthday, like it's always such a problem or tragedy, or they don't understand this, what you really made of, what your dreams are, you're really not connecting. So maybe losing that kind of relationship isn't that big of a deal, because there is no point in to living together but be totally alone. So that's one of the thoughts I have in my head. And the persons that truly love you will never put you in front of a tough choice. Like if you have a chance to change your career, or maybe you need to move to another state or country, or you need to travel for your work, or you have certain interests in your lives that you just would like to maintain just to be yourself. People who care about you as a whole person will always give you personal space, and would will consider things that you love, even if they don't if they do not understand them. And for me, guys, honestly, when somebody knows their partner, their person they're with for a while, and they don't know what to get for the person's birthday, or let's say they want to do something nice or for their lady or a man, and they do not know what to do. I always thought it is so easy, because when you know the other person, when you know which ways they want to have appreciation, it's pretty easy. Because there are person that love gifts, there are people that love quality time and travels, there are people that just want to spend more time together, and so on and so forth. I think there is nothing easier than do something for the person that you care about, because when you really connect, you know what's going on. You know what they dream about. Hello, Pedro, and hello, Peru. Hello, Dominican Republic. So, do you guys agree with me, or it's really not? I'm not trying to be right, but I'm just saying sometimes to make you feel better when you heartbroken that you had to leave the relationship. Just imagine that you would stay and you would preserve it for others, but for yourself you would totally feel that you lost yourself, like you are gone. You're gone. And guys, sometimes it's very hard when you're on the verge of this, because as you know, I talk to a lot of people, and it's extremely painful when you have to say no to a person that you love. But sometimes you have to say no to a person that you love in order to preserve yourself. If they cross the line, if they break the boundaries, if they invade your personal space, if they just don't respect who you really are, and you try to explain them, and still it's not really working out. People do not change in their core. I know there is a big discussion on this one, but people do not change in their core. They could discover some more sides to them, some more depths to them, or but it means that they already had that, but it just for some reason was neglected. People do not in Be very careful if somebody is changing for you, because if somebody want to change themselves, they gotta do it for themselves because they want it. Each time somebody change something for you, it's not gonna last very long, and it's not genuine, because you only change when you really go for a change when it comes within. And to go into a relationship with somebody in hopes that they will change, that's a really slippery road. So our goal, as individuals, is to preserve our personality, to remain true to who we really are. And then you meet a person that does not want to take your identity away, that does not want to impose on things you enjoy. That person wants to see you enjoying your life. When they truly love you, they want to see you enjoying your life, whether you're with them or not. It does become unconditional because sometimes there are circumstances and different things, but when somebody truly loves you with their heart, number one, they wish you well, and they do not want to take anything from you. They want to add to your life, they want to add to your level of happiness, and they want to be a source of joy and not source of pain. And so basically, guys, sometimes I cannot answer all the letters, but one last thing I want to say, ask yourself a question when you are about to take a decision to lose yourself, to stay in the relationship or to leave relationship. Uh, once in a while, there could be different situations and hope, but we all have physical sensations. So imagine if you stay with this person, for example, or you had stayed. Do you feel like your heart is expanding and your soul is expanding and your wings are open? Or do you feel that you're cringing and you just feel like you're getting smaller? And so, as for if you would leave this relationship or partnership, whatever that might be, um, if you have to go and you leave them, do you feel that you feel sense of relief? You maybe feel a little bit of pain, but you feel a lot of happiness and freedom, and you feel like you're expanding, and you feel prosperous. That our body and our soul is all connected, and when we listen to it, it's our best guidance, because no one can get in your body and feel you like you can do yourself. You got to trust your guidance. It's always there, but sometimes we neglect it and we choose to lose ourselves but stay somewhere to please others. As I have been having consulting and talking with people, and it's almost feels like one thing, the guilt and the feelings of others that people would consider but not their own. And by the end of the day, like this time, it's probably about 10 o'clock right now, the only thing that matters is when you go to bed, you feel in harmony with who you are, and you don't need to pretend, and you can be yourself, and you don't need to be playing a role. The only thing that matters by the time you go to bed is whether you were happy or not today, whether you were able to be yourself or not, whether you are on your path that feels right to you. So that's all I want to say, guys. Have a very good night. I am new. Please, guys, tell me if you like these videos on YouTube. I gotta figure out how to announce them. That I have been doing mostly live videos on Facebook, but I felt like I didn't want to neglect my YouTube people, and you've been with me for a while. So please let me know if you like this kind of videos, and if you have some topics or Q&A, quick questions, post them below the video. So in my next video, I will answer your questions, as long as they are not too long, because sometimes people ask me for questions and it's like 5 pages. So that's a little bit different, that you might need some personal attention. And if you are joining us if you considering joining us for adventure and social experiences and exploration in mid-July, we have a call with VIP members this coming Wednesday. I don't know the dates. Next Wednesday from today. Today is Thursday. I believe today was May 3rd, I think. Um, so we will have a call at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you'd like to participate and learn a little bit more about the trip, please contact me on consultveronica@gmail.com. Look at well, everybody looking for the type 3, my dear friend. Well, if you're looking for type 3, guys, I made that video about types of Ukrainian women, and the type 3 is the unicorn, the special woman that basically, got it all. So if you are interested in that, you will have to hop on a plane, because women like this, they aren't sitting uh, on websites, if you know what I'm saying. They're not. They're living lives. They're traveling. They are exploring. So you most likely will meet them when you travel yourself. All right, guys, I have to go. My bedtime is on, and if you want to have a good morning, you have to have a good night. So thank you so much for those who's joined me. I've been seeing people been hopping in. Introduce yourself and post a question. So have a good night, everybody, and I will see you later.